Dun, 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 dun. Who's got the touch? Yes, this is G2 Laser Prime from the Legacy line. The G2 Optimus Prime, which I've probably got somewhere downstairs still. I think I lost one of the discs and felt really bad about it, but I'll dig him out eventually. He was one of my favourite toys as a kid. Like, absolutely loved it until I lost the disc and then put him somewhere so I could not feel shamed. You're not supposed to be in the video, are you? You're not supposed to be up here. What you doing? Stop being cute. You're not supposed to be in the video. Go away. Bad cat. But yes, this is a big Octane trailer thing. Rolls reasonably well. This one doesn't seem to be touching the floor. Is that a me fault? Yes, there you go. But it's fine. I mean, untab it. That's the trailer. It's very plain. Nothing super fancy. Okay. Yeah, go and scan that on the till that says $2. Or is there not one that says $2? Oh, alright. Never mind. So, that's neat and fun and all the rest of it. I can't read that from here. I have no idea. Okay. Sorry, she's trying to help, talk about things again. There's a little fold-out stand so you can have it disconnected and it won't fall down. And it's got a gun molded into the top. I don't know if you can get that to pop up a little bit so it'll still work. Can you get that like that and have it rotate? No, it's not really pegged in. That's a shame. If it could go up slightly, like if the peg was slightly longer and you could rotate it up and shoot, that'd be cool, but no, sadly. But to be honest with you, it's quite lackluster. There's not a lot to it. It's just like a thing. So, you know, we'll fold that down so it doesn't fall over. And this doesn't hold very well. I've even tightened the tabs with a bit of glue. And it's still not great. And we'll look at Prime. I suppose I should get a size comparison, but that's close enough. Maybe about that. Kingdom Cyclonus. So this is probably around Voyager, and that's just there. Okay. So let's move this out of the way. And we go to this. This is very pretty. Very pretty indeed. It's a bit bare bones. There's not like maybe these could have been picked out a little bit of silver, you know, stuff like that. Maybe that would have been nice. And this is a very matte black, very matte compared to this, which is somewhat glossy. So a little bit changed between the different paints. It's not as obvious face to face. I mean, it's still obvious. But on the camera, it's really obvious. But the actual black plastic is way darker than the black paint, so to speak. And even this is quite matte. These toe pieces. I mean, back of the trailer piece, yeah, sure. But I think it works, because you got to remember the G2 was kind of like a darker, grittier Transformers, so I kind of like it still. Nice little Autobot symbol. Yeah, little lights. Fine. No brakes picked out. Disappointing. But all in all, kinda like it. Kinda do. These are still the standard Siege legs. So they've still got this off to the side with the thing to cover it. I don't know why they keep doing that. They could at least have just remolded and taken that off. But they didn't. So it's still got all this. Small niggles, I think we're all expecting it now. But still pretty cool, I think. Transformation. I'm not very good at this transformation, I'll be honest with you. I kind of struggle with this one. Maybe I just need a bit more time. So the first thing we do is we're going to fold in these. Now, people have complained that these just fold in completely unnecessarily. They've got no real resistance. They don't like tab in place. But I haven't noticed it so much. And if you want, you can always tighten it with floor polish. But there's a tab here that goes into a slot there, which has actually got like venting stuff molded into it. There's some really nice molding on this. Peg that in. Peg that in. And now we're just going to fold this down a little bit. Go a little bit on the hips and then rotate this down. Gives us a chance to fold over these little kneecap bits. Okay. Alright. Okay. And we're going to pop loose these side panels. There's a very tiny little slot there for a tiny little tab there. And I worry that people will break this trying to transform it wrong, but it seems to be holding so far. Pop that loose, okay. And this will allow you to play with the hips a lot more, because there's a, where am I? Tab here somewhere, must be. No, this whole thing goes into that recess and stops the hip from moving. So we've got this loose now, got this loose now. Rotate these down, and then there's a hinge here. Now let's just play. Yay! We can play a bit. Rotate these up. Rotate this up. You've done something on your game, have you? Okay, good. She keeps looking at me like, eee! Bless her. Okay. There, it's done. What do you think? Alright, fine. Okay. Rotate the waist around. Straighten the legs off. Fold out the heels. Fold out the toes. Split it. There we go. There, now it's done. This is the bit that fights with me. I can do it, but it fights with me. Okay. So what we're going to do is split the cab piece, and on this piece here, which is a double hinge from here and inside, we're going to rotate this out. Enough. Not completely. It will click into place. Not super solid, but it will. Just going to get it enough. Okay. And that will allow us to push this whole panel through on this hinge. Push this through. Come on. Don't fight me. Push through. Flip out the waist and tab into place to make the whole chest panel. And this does lock together securely. Sometimes trying to separate this, I end up popping it off the hinge because it's just a little friction hinge. But it pops straight back on, so it's not the end of the world. Okay. Yeah, that's together. Okay. And now this is where it fights with me. Okay. Okay. These, let's rotate this out of the way, which we probably should have done before because it tabs into the front of there, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Take this out of the way. This black piece here, including all this, is the hinge for the shoulder. Now this gets stuck if that's in the way. So you need to leave that out of the way. Rotate this so that that corner is out of the way. And now you can bring this up. But you can't bring it all the way, so we'll leave it there for now. See, this bit fights with me. I haven't got it completely down yet. Rotate this out. Bring that up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Rotate the arms so they're out of the way, and they're on a bit of a soft ratchet. And now this will allow you to fold this back a bit more. So what you need to do is get this lined up with a tab there, slot there. Get that there. Fold this up so it's there. And now we can tab those into place. And that will stop this from rotating back through because it catches. Yes, you've got a picture with a scary person behind you giving you the bunny ears. Well done. Okay. Now you can rotate, and there's slots here that go onto these tabs. You know, the little hook tabs, little hole tabs. They go onto the inside of the chest and locks that whole thing solid. Rotate the arms through, and they lock into place quite securely. Quite securely. Rotate them around. There you go. Make sure that's all together properly. These have got a habit of rotating off on me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, but you've seen from the transformation I'm not quite an expert on it yet. Drop these down into place properly. Get the head panel, rotate that over and into place. And before you just close this up, there's this little red panel in here. And if you fold this up, and that clicks into place, then close it up. And that means he's got molded in jet engines in the back of the cab. So this is now a jetpack. That's spectacular. I'm not going to argue with that. And the last thing to do is the hands, which is a bit fiddly, really. You need to slide up the outside, but not the inside and the front of the chest panel. Forearm. Rotate the hand, then close it back up. I'll just tighten that up. Rotate that off. Flip out the hand. Close it. There. And there he is in his robot mode. And yeah, it's G2 Optimus Prime, isn't it? Really, there's not much more you can say about it. It's gorgeous. I will nitpick it, but I just want to fangirl for a minute. It's stunning, like the molding in the legs and stuff. Like, look at that. It's got the good hips, you know, the sort of white fronts kind of thing without the little flaps and stuff. It's got the good hips. The chest is beautiful. I mean, I kind of wish this opened and the head flipped up like the original, but it's fine. The shoulder guns are there. I'm not a big fan of the chrome, but it's fine. It works. We got these, which we'll get to. I miss the drums being on the side of the arms, but for the transformation, that can't happen. Backpack isn't too big, but even if it was, it's a jetpack now, so it has utility. So that's cool. And he feels really solid. The head sculpt is lovely as well. Really nice head sculpt. Should we get into negatives? Because there are quite a few. I think everyone said them before, but there's quite a few. Or should we do the trailer first? No, we'll do him first. The trailer's kind of a write-off anyway. These arms are too skinny. They're too skinny and they're a bit low down. I know they have to be because of the big shoulder pad thing, but they just seem a bit weedy. And they've done this so you can rotate them forward. That's neat. But instead of these being attached to the bottom of that, and as you rotate it, that gets rotated to the front as well. The actual shoulder gets brought further to the front. Basically, you're losing half the arm, or more than half the arm, before you can even get the hand out. Because it's just buried in this shoulder pad. Now, I have an idea for this. Again, anyone who's good at modding and upgrade kits and stuff like that. I fold this out of the way. It's all on this little double hinge piece here. It's all on that. So if you could get one that has a hinge, so it at least rotates back 90 degrees, it would free up this arm so much more. Just so much more. I know it'd have to be strong and you'd be worried about it snapping, but you just had like a hinge built in there somewhere. Even if this looked a bit bigger, even if it was like a bigger pipe, I don't think it'd be too obtrusive. Just replace this hinge with one that's got swivel in it. All you'd have to do. So if anyone does that and they want to send me an extra Legacy Prime so I can test it, show the comparison. Anyway, the eyes, as Ninja Bill said, they seem to be clear plastic, but they are completely lost in there. Completely lost in there. The original, it was full light piping at the back, and the eyes, boom. But this, nah. I was hoping there'd be a screw so I could just pop it open, paint and put it back together, but there isn't, and I really don't want to risk breaking it. A lot of people have said these heads pop off, but I'm not being gentle with this. Look, mine's not coming off, so sorry, just yours. And instead of these just being the cool guns that could have been missile launchers if you chose on the original. Yeah, now they've got a missile rack underneath. In clear plastic. Is that cool? I'm not sure that's cool. I think it's an unnecessary gimmick, but that's me. I'm never going to use them. Or if I do, very rarely. But I like him. I like him a lot. Let's get on to the somewhat unnecessary accessory. That's the thing, they do this a lot recently. if you sold the individual figure just as a Voyager, you'd make a lot more money than selling it with this. This bumps it up to leader class. You don't need to. Just don't sell us this. We don't care about this. Give us this. But whatever. I'll have a look and it's there. It's fine. We've had a look at it before. We'll fold that up. And we'll transform it. And oh gosh, isn't it a difficult transformation? What we're going to do is we're going to pop this loose. We're going to put it on its bum. That was a loud motorbike going past. We're going to split this. Hold it down. Drop the little flap, and then this thing's on a ball joint, so we're going to fold that up a little bit, rotate that around, and then on this big silver hinge there, rotate this whole thing down, leave that there, drop that flat because it's on its own hinge, fold this over to make a little claw, and that's the thing, that's what you get. I mean, that turns, that's quite cool. It's got this that's just pegged in, that's supposed to be his gun, that's fine. And it's got the axe and the sword stored in there, which I don't really look at. And it's got a little flap. I don't know what the flap's for, because who's going to be driving straight into that? Who's going to be driving on this? It's full of holes. What are you for? You know, it's got no connectors for any of the like Titan return things or anything else to attach to, or the Omega Supreme or anything like that. It's just a thing that exists. And you know, I guess it's nice to have, I imagine, but it's not good. And I mentioned the axe and the sword. Yeah, axe and the sword. So we'll pop this out. Hello. What's up? What's that? I don't know what you're pointing at. A mannequin, yes? Is it scary? A scary mannequin. Okay. So we got this sword. It's got a little nub in there. I don't know if that's blast effect. It's got a little tab there. I don't know why. It's got these two tabs which go into that hole and that hole on either side to store it. But it's a little sword, like laser sword, and it's wonky. I did try and straighten it with a hairdryer, but I didn't want to break it. And that can go into the hand, I imagine. Like that. Now he's got a quite unimpressive sword. It's not quite as meaty as the original. The original was way meaty. Okay, so we'll take that out. And then you get this thing, which has got these two tabs here that go into like that sort of cartoon bone shape on either side. And then you fold that out. He's got an axe, because Optimus Prime has an axe. Ooh, whatcha? It's got detail and stuff molded into it. I don't care. And you can plug that into his hand, and now he's got a really small handle for quite a big bladed axe. And it's not very good. But, boys and girls, and let me see if I can line this up properly. If you get this like that, and you try and slide that in there, and hope it works properly, I think that's about as far as it goes. I don't want to try and break it. Now he's got a really, really stupid sword. Let's just forget about this and we'll never speak about it again, shall we? I have seen people talking. No, I've seen an upgrade kit where people have given him the sword from the Reveal the Shield. The little axle sword. Don't know why, but I'm on board with it compared to this. Let's have that back to there. See, the point is, he's got all these holes in here. And I think only one or two of them are used for the transformation. Maybe that one is used to hold this vehicle mode together. Yeah, that one on each side. Which means there are other holes left abandoned, not used. I don't know if they're getting blocked. But theoretically, you could put more weapons in there. Like, let's fold this up. Yeah, there's all this empty space. So you could put more stuff in here and close it all up. Yeah, you could store things in there. Right, let's fold this up. Yeah, see, that's not being used. That one's not really being used. It's a bit obstructed. But there's all this space not being used. So if you found another weapon, you wanted to just put that in there as storage, you know, give him a a proper gun. Oh, I haven't done that either. Oh, give me a sec. Go in there, fold in there. I don't care. Stupid ball joint. Get in there. Right, okay. Oh yeah, you're supposed to be able to give this to him as a gun. Hang on. Come on, come on. There we go. It's the first time I've ever taken this off. Give that to him as a gun. Just about. Yeah, isn't that really intimidating? Yeah, no, let's put that back in there and never use it again. So yeah, if you want to give him a proper weapon, you could. There's space for storage and stuff like that. But just... It's not... It's about 90% there, and it's like someone just went, it's Friday, let's go home. It's a shame. They could have finished it. It's like a Generations highbrow, when most of the transformation was really good, and then at the last minute they went, it'd be fine, we'll just do it quick and go home early, it's Friday. It just doesn't quite work, does it? Yeah? Oh, I forgot about this. You can actually open this bit up, and there's a little matrix in there that I'm pretty sure you can take out. I've never tried. Yeah, it looks like it should come out, but how do you get it out? How are you supposed to get this out? Aha! Tiny little matrix. You can put that like there, and it'll look really bad. Can you get him to hold it with both hands? Potentially. No, I don't think you can. It's... Sure, why not? I didn't give you a size comparison yet, did I? Okay, sorry. Kingdom RC. So he's definitely a decent sized Voyager. I mean, that's Cyclonus in his jet mode. I'm not transforming him. Yeah, he's probably a good Voyager size. So, yeah, I mean, that's fine, I guess. He's really cool, but they just cut certain corners. And like I say, if anyone gets that hinge, just to give this, like, even if it's not quite 90 degree because the mirror's here, if it's just like some articulation just so you can like see past it. And I know people have said things like the head is too far back, but I'm not sure how I can do this properly. You look, you got the hip, shoulders sort of in line, maybe a little bit. Yeah, shoulders are kind of in line. And then the head. So it is all kind of in line. It's just all the stuff around it. So, you know, I think we're fine. Oh. I think it's fine. He's fine. He's great. Oh, and another thing, you can use Huffer to pull this around. So I'm quite happy with that. So I can just give that to Huffer if I want. Just have him. But yeah, if anyone gets any upgrade kits or anything like that, they want me to test them on this guy. Except for these shoulders, I'd be worried about breaking him, taking it apart, because I think there's actually a screw there for the shoulder, and then there's a screw at the top there. And I think that's all there is holding this together. Oh no, there's another screw there. So does this pop off? It's not pinned, is it? No, it's not. So that should just pop off. It doesn't want to. Yeah, I'm worried about breaking that now. Should just pop off. I can see there, just underneath, there's a hole for a screw. So if you get this off without breaking it. But, I don't know. Someone let me know. So yeah, I'm going to scarper, because this has gone way too long. So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye!